There we go. Wow, that was fast. Did it really go live already? That fast? Let's see. Hey, y'all. Can you all hear me? Can you see me? Am I good? Somebody tell me in the chat. Nobody's saying anything. Well, anyway, I'm sure I guess you can hear me. Nobody's saying anything in the chat. But hey, y'all, welcome. Guess what time it is? Tittle tea time. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you for joining me. Today is Wednesday, January 26th. It is currently 7:47 p.m. Mountain Standard Time here in Sedona, Arizona. My name is Joseph Tittel, aka Spiritman J.T, here to bring you love, light, truth, predictions, and prophecy. And I am so glad that you all joined me today and are hanging out with me. And oh, wait, hold on, I forgot to totally turn on the camera on this thing. Sorry, guys. Not only that, I forgot to record. There we go. My bad. All right, so anyway, thanks for hanging out. If you're new to my channel, be sure to subscribe down below. Click the bell, click the all so that you get updates. And even if you think you've done that already, double check. I hear it constantly from everybody all the time. I just had somebody messaged or commented that they had to resubscribe, which also blocks you from the chat too, because you have to be a subscriber of my channel for at least 30 days to be able to chat in the chat on live events and premieres. Also, you know, give a like, give a thanks when we're done. I appreciate all of you for your love and support, and all my links are down below to my website, my community, Awaken Your Spirit, and everything else. So let's move on with today's topic. I am talking about, this is basically a predictions update, you know, Tittle tea time. And we're going to talk about a few things, but the main thing that I thought was important, as I've stressed on this so many times over, is how we need to be prepared. And that's why I put this information out, especially videos like this, because we need to be prepared in so many different ways for what's happening and what's to come. And I'll touch base on that more than anything in a few minutes. But first, give me a second to get my notes up here. So first and foremost, I wanted to bring to the point that is so important right now. Oh shoot, my low battery. Oh no, that's not good. All right, we'll make this fast. It is so important that we start looking deeper at things and start, wait, this is gonna die, I know it. Shoot, I can't go get it. All right, we'll have to bear through. Hopefully it'll work. So, as I was saying, it is so very, very important that we start looking deeper at things, especially starting with ourselves. The things that we take for granted every day. Things that are so convenient are actually suddenly starting to become a little more inconvenient, especially when we fail to focus daily on our blessings and, you know, the many things that we do have, the many conveniences that we do have, just like being able to go up to your sink and get fresh water. You know, most people don't realize these conveniences. We have to realize, especially folks like Americans, for example, not to pinpoint us Americans, but how good we actually have had it for so long. We are being stripped of our rights, as you know, our freedoms, and some even being stripped of access to healthy food and healthy water and fresh water. So many, too many, are giving into the government demands, the mandates, and go against all our freedoms, our rights, our freedom of choice, our freedom of speech, and so on and so on. So when these conveniences become stripped away, especially away from the lazy dependent people that are so dependent on all those conveniences, they will give in to even more suppression, more enslavement from the governments. This is a big year where governments are going to come into the highlight. They're going to come into the focus, and thank you for that, Kathleen. And the more people give in and the more people that are dependent on things, the more they're going to even get worse. When people cannot access all of their conveniences, they're going to begin to show their anger, and their anger is going to start to go out of control. And that's where we're heading. We already see it, I'm sure, in many, many cities. I don't live in a city, thank goodness I got far away from the cities, but I'm sure it's already happening. An example for y'all, let's think of conveniences like, let's talk about other things like holiday shopping and how people literally fought and even shot and maybe even killed people over the Cabbage Patch dolls back in the 80s. and other things. Every year there was something big, that people like rushed and ran people over to get to for the holidays. Like a Cabbage Patch doll, for those that remember those. That was a big one. There were many others, like I said, since then, video games and so forth. What's it gonna be like when people can't access food? When people can't access or can't afford their prescriptions, their alcohol, and those with drug addictions. These are the things we do not think about, and we really should start thinking about them. And it's really, really important, because hunger, first of all, can turn an angel into a demon. Just like a harmless addict can become a murderer. It's true. This is what can happen. I want nothing but the best of abundance, joy, and happiness for all of you and all humans. We all deserve it. It is our birthright. And this is why I put this information out to you all. This is why I share these things, to help you to be prepared. 2022 is going to be a huge shift and a deeper step into the Great Awakening that started years back. And we're stepping really deep into that this year. People are already becoming sick and tired of being sick and tired. Like they are. And that's the thing. All people, all of humanity is already beginning to see aspects of our lives that we no longer are happy with. Not only are we're seeing that, but humanity is starting to awaken to see things like within the governments, within the school systems, within the legal systems, and so forth, that is actually blocking us from our happiness. This is important, and it's not always a fun wake-up call, especially for those that are so dependent on the conveniences and everything else that I spoke about. But this is what's happening this year. And this is what we need to be prepared for. This takes me to the topic. And that was the message I wanted to put out to you all. I thought it was important first thing. Let me pull up my notes. So I've talked about this, and I know not everybody watches all my videos, or not everybody's been here before. So thank you for hanging out. But I talked about food and stocking up on food. Let's start with that example right away. And I said that in January 2020. And I probably said it years before that as well. But I started to push that subject out really strong right before the whole global lockdown happened. And what happened? A lot of people needed that stock. People stocked up. A lot of y'all that follow me and subscribe, you listen to that advice, as I did. When I go food shopping now, I try to do, when I can, a month's worth. It's just me, so a month's worth of food if I can. And I have enough salmon and halibut, because I have an amazing friend that has a place in Alaska that's filled my freezer. So I'm prepared in that aspect, just in case something happens and you can't get to the store for a month, for example. It's very possible. But here's the thing. I told you about food shortages, and earlier this year or sometime last year, I talked about seeing major strikes, including what's happening with truckers. Now here's the thing. I put this together today and I was thinking about it, because I said that I saw a major artery being blocked up towards Canada coming down, which ended up happening from what y'all sent me as far as weather storms, because I thought it was weather related. But now today I thought about it. I'm like, I see major artery being blocked and things not being able to get in or out of Canada, if y'all remember. Then I also talked about strikes and so forth. Well, that's exactly what's happening. For those of you that don't know, you probably already do know that, the truckers over in Canada are fed up, as they are all around the world. You're just not seeing this on your local news. And they got to the point where we're not, they can't come across the border with not just food, but all kinds of products. Not just maple syrup either. I love me some good Canadian maple syrup. They just stopped. Strike, you can call it, over their strong mandates and stripping away their own personal rights of what they can and can't do. They're, doing the same job they've always done. They should still have the right to do and drive those goods across the borders. But the truck drivers got to a point where they're like, oh no, F it, suffer. I'm not delivering this. And now that's starting to spread like a little disease, as like a little cold, because now it's happening in the United States. And now truckers are coming together. So not only do we have the problem with the shipments and all the boats that still sit out at sea, even though your president in the United States says, oh yeah, there's plenty, the economy's great. Yeah, you should wake up. That's not the truth. Many of these ports are completely empty. There's nothing there. There's no people there. So now we got the truckers. And I noticed just recently, and I expected this, going to my favorite restaurant down in Sedona. I noticed that last week. Everything on their menu has went up in price. And I expect it. I mean, like, I get it. Going grocery store, everything is just keeps going up, and to the point of ridiculous. This is why I warn you all that this trucker strike that's happening in the Canadian, now in the U.S., this is going to become a global thing. And then they're going to start, it's going to get worse. Let's just put it that way. I talked about seafood shortages in I believe my New Year's predictions. I saw something with the seafood. Actually, it was last year, probably in December that I said that. And somebody sent me some pictures of their grocery store that their husband took of an empty seafood section. Not only that, this is where the restaurants come in, and this is part, and I will be adding things, even though I'm touching base on many of my predictions that I said, but I'm giving you more details and more information about this. Hopefully my phone won't die. Store closings. And I said something about fast foods and all, and somebody left a comment, I think, on Facebook about their Starbucks. And first of all, the one in Sedona, Arizona is the worst Starbucks on the planet. And they are never opened. But now, when she left that comment, she said that was where she was too. You are going to see this, and here's the thing. In some areas, you're going to see fast food chains starting to close down. Some areas. Whereas sadly, the poorer areas, where people have no money, is where certain places like the Arches are going to thrive. Because people will go there and buy a nasty old horse burger for $2. Not realize that you can buy a pound of beef and still make it cheaper at home. But we're going to see that. We're going to see so many closings, but this is the one that bothers me the most, the mom and pop stores. The mom and pop stores, the mom and pop convenience stores. I saw that today in visions of the convenience stores. That's why you see in the picture of the video that I put up. You see that. You see how I put, no food, closed. That's the small convenience stores. And you have a lot of them in the cities and such. And then even in small towns out in rural America, you go to your local little mom and pop store. You got to drive far to go to a big store. And they got places like Walmart that are taking over the markets. And that's what they want, folks. So this is what I beg you all. Please support your local family-owned businesses. Restaurants, convenience stores. Not the convenience store with the gas station, because all of them are owned by the gas companies. Most of them, not all of them, depends where you are at. So that's one of the important things we need to start doing is supporting our local business. That's why I go to my favorite restaurant at least once a week, because I like the owners, I like the food's amazing, I like the people there. It's got a great vibe, they got a great vibe, and I want to support them and keep them going, even though they will, they're in Sedona, Arizona, and they have the best food. But still, I still want to support those small businesses. So there's going to be many boycotts coming. It's another thing I got today. Boycotts, mainly because people are getting angry. They're going to get pissed off over things like when they find out what Big Arches is doing with hogging up all the fish out of the Alaskan oceans. I talked about that before. And that's what's happening. That's why they're going to have food, and they could still sell their burgers, their nasty horse burgers, for $2 without raising the prices, because they have the whole market cornered. They're putting all the rest out. So that's another thing, folks. Stop. Try your best not to support restaurants and places that are corporate owned. Even your chain restaurants. I'm not going to say any names because I don't want to get banned or sued. But you know what I mean. Not just the fast food ones, but the big ones. The big chain restaurants that you see in every town. They're not supportive. They're putting out the small people. And we need to come together. So there's going to be so many boycotts, not just food-wise, but you're going to see that's going to be a big thing. By the fall of this year, you're going to see boycott. It's probably going to become a new big hashtag. So that part just came to me. But I got that information today. Boycotts like nothing we've ever seen before. A larger hit, even though I just mentioned mom and pop stores, there's a larger hit than already that happened in 2020 with the mom and pop businesses like restaurants and mainly the small grocery stores, the small places. Because they're not going to be able to compete. And again, this is part of the plan of the darkness, the deep, whatever you want to call them, the nasty ass devil worshiper people. They want you to be dependent on ordering everything from the big A online, I saw the creepiest thing yesterday. I was in Flagstaff with my buddy. We went to lunch at a family-owned little place. And there was this little square robot thing riding down the sidewalk. It stopped at the red light, at the light, and then crossed over and I'm looking at that thing. I said to my friend, I'm like, what the hell is that thing? He's like, it's some kind of delivery thing. I'm like, no. He's like, how did it know the red light was red and knew to stop there before crossing the road? I'm like, wonder how many of them get hit by a car. But I saw that and that just creeped me out. And I said, that just makes me think of RoboCop. Next thing you know, there's going to be RoboCops on every corner. But, and again, it was up by the college. So, of course, the college kids are all going to order that because that generation is just lazy. Sorry, but they are. Not all of them, but the majority of them. So, a tire shortage. That came to me today. A tire shortage. Oddly, and I don't know why. I didn't get a reason. But the information I got is like, you should have a backup, tire if you it's good to be useful by the year 2023. So I don't believe this is necessarily happening all this year. But the notes that I wrote is tire shortage is coming. Not sure why, but backup spare tires may be useful by 2023. Alcohol shortages with intentions to ban alcohol in many countries. So there is a coming ban and a coming suppression of alcohol. And you're going to see, and this part I'm getting now, a lot of brands being cut out. Like small brands, good port that you like, the small brands, the smaller companies. Again, this is the corporate takeover. So stock up on things like that you like. Don't stock up if you're going to drink it all, though. Alcohol, and then there's, this part's coming to me now, too. Wine shortages coming towards fall, but more into next year. Mainly, okay, so the wine shortage has something to do with major grape shortage that's coming. Something with the grapes. Part of this is definitely effective of California. That is likely related to some type of fire and drought on top of it to one of the major orchards, and that will affect a big brand, a corporate brand. So good. Let's see how they like it. So wine shortages are coming. California wine's going to be the big one. So, California wine people, be prepared for that. That wine thing just came to me. Gas shortages we know about already, I talked about, but again, I just wanted to mention that today to tell you, if you depend on gasoline for any specific thing, even your automobile, start buying some big cans and storing them away. Propane's another one for storing away. Like if you have a grill, it's good to have a grill or a propane stove that you can hook a propane tank up to. So I have two now. I have one on my grill and I have a backup one. And when the funds show up and I feel like I need another one, I'm going to buy another one. I'm going to have quite a few backup propane tanks for my grill, which also has a little, thing to, like a stove on the side. So I can completely, and most of the time in the summer, I cook on the grill anyway. These are things that are important that are going to save you money in the long run as well. So as, we're in winter still on the northern hemisphere. But, when the weather starts to break, consider doing more cooking outside on a grill and a propane thing, or charcoal if you can, to conserve, because it's going to be a fight what's cheaper, running electricity or running propane. I know I have propane everything here, and I've been I've been using my fire and everything else. Thank you, Jillian. Silver. Okay, so many people keep asking me for this. I'm working on finding a affiliate to work with metals before I put anything out to anybody. I already ordered off of one company. I'm waiting to order off another until I am able to find who I like and who's legit and who has a good affiliate program that I could put out to all of you. But silver shortages are coming. That popped, even though I knew that popped up when I was taking notes today. By 2025. So that's all I got, by 2025. So I'm thinking it's working towards that. It's not a sudden shortage, but it's working towards becoming more of a shortage. And by 2025, there's a major shortage when it comes to silver. So I told you all, silver is the one to stock up on. It's the lead. There's, it's almost risk-free. Gold doesn't go up as much, and you know my take, and I'll just mention it because people are going to leave comments. Oh, well, what about global, digital currency? Which one do you recommend? I don't recommend any of them because I don't trust it. I believe it's the mark of the beast. I believe it's all created by the darkness, and I don't believe there's any good in digital currency. I just don't believe it is. It's too easy to corrupt. It's too easy to track. It's too easy to watch everything we do, and I don't like it, and I don't support it, and I don't recommend it. Silver is going to be the best. Because when things start to fall apart, none of that's going to be worth crap anyway, especially when they shut down the net or everything. Bank closures. I thought I put notes on that, but I don't see it here. Bank closures. So that's the other thing. And, there's silver and gold companies you can buy, and then you pay a storage fee to store it. I don't like that concept because, again, if things go to hell, how are you going to get your metal? So I just like physical. Having it physical in my hand and storing it somewhere safe, whether you bury it outside or put it in a safe. But telling you, silver is where you need to go. Especially it means I got more information today saying that there's going to be a silver shortage by 2025. One of my friends in the tribe on Subscribe Scar was just telling me about, and I don't pay attention to the news or anything, about Supreme Court and the whole, mandate thing. Thank you, Laurie. That went to Supreme Court, and Supreme Court ruled that they cannot make that a mandatory thing. And then the state of Illinois is saying, we don't care, we're still going to do that. So I thought that was interesting news, that the Supreme Court's right. I mean, it is against our constitutional rights, period. But at the same time, I feel a lot of shadiness around that, and I feel like they're going to try to flip that. And look at Illinois, don't even care. And if I was in Illinois, I'd be packing my crap and getting out just because of that. If that's all if they're going to start still pressuring it. So, going back to food. So, things that are more pricey, normally, before we went into everything going up in this huge inflation that's taking us to a major depression. Like if you like steak, and you usually buy steak once a week or once every couple of weeks, go buy it and stock up and put it in the freezer. Make sure it's sealed well. Things like that. The other stuff like big bags of rice and all, you could buy one of them a week and some canned goods, but the stuff that you really like that isn't cheap as is, like meats, now is the time to start stocking up with stuff like that. Seafood, especially if you're a seafood lover, you better start piling that stuff up and putting it in your freezer. And of course we know about toilet paper. So, folks, this is the time because things this year aren't going to be so bad when it comes to everybody, piling up on everything and hoarding everything. People aren't going to be able to afford it. But we're heading in that direction over the next couple of years. And we're already in a depression. It's we're already in that depression globally. But that's going to become more severe. And again, I had visions. I told you all about it before where I saw, visions of lines that reminded me of the Great Depression. I saw that in Germany. I remember bringing that up for Germany in that area of Europe. And that's just going to spread like wildfire. And as I'm talking to you, and before I finish up, I'm sure I mentioned this before, but I see major stock market plummets, like major ones this year. It's like one day it's up, next day it's completely down, and then it goes back and balances up a little bit. But I see a lot of major dips this year. And when I see these dips, one of them, or maybe even three in all, are due to some kind of major thing happening in the world, kind of reminds me of not that it's 9/11 but 9/11, how the market went up and how these millionaires made billions. So there's three big incidents like that coming. I will tune in more and get more information about that. I just got that now. But big dips in the stock market this year. Stays fluctuate, but big dips. And China is obviously, I don't know if it's obvious, trying to take out our stock market, take out the computer systems. So there's another one for you. There's going to be a massive attack, a computer attack, hackers attack on the stock market exchange in that whole area of New York City. They're going to try to take out either hacking in. And I don't know if that's the hacking into their computers or hacking into the power. But China is going to try to bring down the stock market in the United States, at least for a full day, to prove a point. And likely, they may prove that point by taking it down for a full day. But remember, if this does occur, folks, don't panic. Remember me saying, you know, what Spirit literally just said to me, taking it down for a full day. So, like, just know it's just a day. They're taking it down, and that's China for you. I'm sure probably the president gave them the key. Gave them the key to the passcode. But they were the updates. Tomorrow I'll be back again a lot earlier to share with you. I'm not sure which one I'm going to bring you tomorrow. Top weather predictions or top 10 or top 20, 2022 predictions, because I didn't put a top together. Most likely weather. But I will tune back in and I will bring to you tomorrow live a full list of new predictions. So keep an eye out for that. Be sure to subscribe down below. You got to subscribe to be in the tribe, right? You can also join the community, because eventually with the chats, you're going to have to be a part of that in order to chat. And just, I can barely see because I don't have my grandpa glasses on. I saw Chewy. All I saw was the word Chewy. What'd you say about Chewy? If you're talking about Chewy, the company for pet food, I used to order from them. It was convenient, right? Convenience. We were talking about convenience. It was convenient. But then I started ordering and they didn't have what I ordered for Precious Mary Jean. Right, Precious Mary Jean, where is my angel? She's hiding back there. They didn't have they were always out of it, always out of everything. So now I go to the grocery store and I always stock up. She always has an extra bag of dry food aside. So like I rotate them. She always has a bag of dry food, which lasts her probably at least 3-4 weeks. So, you know, if anything happened with that, she still always got another month's supply of that. So important. But yeah, Chewy is a corporation. Again, that's supporting corporations. You know, find a grain and feed, you know, that's owned by family. Try looking there. I know they got them in Jersey because I used to go to the grain and feed. But I must leave you with that because my cell phone's going to die. Thank you for your love and support. Those who have, I see, put chat cash through. And then those who don't watch this live and watch the replay, be sure to subscribe down below. Click the like. Remember, dislike. YouTube took that away. Like, the dislike button's there, but it doesn't tell you anything. So I don't even know why they should have just took it off completely. If they're not going to put a number there, they should have took it off completely. Just saying. Remember to celebrate life, celebrate you, celebrate the amazing you that you are, that you can be and will be in the future. And more than anything, celebrate the amazing blessings of abundance, joy, and happiness that flow into your life each and every moment of every day. The more you do, the more blessings and miracles you shall have. The more you bitch and complain, the more the universe will give you to bitch and complain about. Spiritman JT signing out. Have a beautiful rest of your day. Namaste. Or night. It's nighttime, right? I'll see you all tomorrow. Same time, same place. Have a great one.